Hello, everybody. On this channel, we talk about all things fandom and we talk about them in a positive way. If that's something that appeals to you, you know you've come to the right place. We're so happy to have you here. And today we've got to talk about Saw 11 being canceled and about how this could mean the end of the franchise. That's according to all of the rumors. So we're going to talk about what exactly that rumor is, how this impacts the franchise according to some people, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so before we get into today's topic, I wanted to address something cool that happened to our channel recently. About a year ago, we did a video called Serial Rabbit, the Strangest Easter Movie You Never Heard About. And well, last night, they reached out to us sometime, I guess, overnight. When I woke up this morning, the message was there, and it was from Not So Sane Entertainment. And they announced to me that they are re-releasing Serial Rabbit 1 this year for the 20th anniversary. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, I urge you to check it out. I am so glad that they reached out to tell me this news, and I'm excited to be able to share it with you guys. Now, let's get into our topic. Okay, so when you have a franchise that's as iconic as the Saw franchise has been, you think it's going to go on forever, and sometimes that's just not the case. And it seems like this franchise, according to a lot of rumors, is now coming to an end. It's coming to an end not because any of the actors aren't willing to play in it anymore. It's coming to an end, according to all the rumors, because of infighting among the people behind the scenes. It's said that if this is going to continue in any way, it's going to be rebooted. And I don't necessarily know if I believe that. This is kind of going to be us breaking down this rumor and letting you know what I personally think, because some of the things that they're saying make sense, but then again, I know the movie industry can look that way sometimes, and people oftentimes are reporting on things so quick, saying, oh, this means it's canceled, oh, this means it's that, but as time goes on, producers, executives, and stuff, they talk, they decide, hey, this movie did good. Let's put aside our differences. Let's continue on with this franchise. So let's get into what exactly was said. Okay, so according to Screen Rant, Saw 11 has reportedly been canceled, with production on the horror sequel having halted over a year ago, according to a new update about the movie. Saw 11 was confirmed not long after Saw 10 was released, the 10th installment being a critical success. The sequel was originally scheduled for a September 27th, 2024 release before being pushed back an entire year to September 26th of 2025. Since then, there has been no word on what to expect from the 11th movie in the series. Now, Screen Rant goes on to say that according to Bloody Disgusting, Saw 11 has quietly been canceled, with the source revealing the production hasn't been moving forward for almost a year now. The report claims infighting among the producers stalled the production in January 2024, with one trying to plow forward with the movie and the other trying to halt its progress. Lionsgate didn't have anyone to step in and negotiate a path forward, and effectively this led to the sequel's cancellation. In turn, this means that the franchise has also ended with Saw 10. However, the report noted that if more movies are made, they are likely to just start over. Then Screen Rant goes on to say what Saw 11's cancellation means for the franchise. And it says things about the post-credit scenes that we're not going to get into just in case you haven't seen the movie as of yet. But it says, while it wasn't clear if Saw 11 would continue as a direct continuation, the movie was expected to see Bell reprise his role. It goes on to tell us about a couple other people that potentially could have come aboard. And it says director Kevin Gurrout was also set to return. Now, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name. While Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan, who co-wrote a few of the movies, would be stepping in instead of Peter Goldfinger and Josh Stolberg. The report doesn't specifically say what behind the scenes conflicts influenced the movie's cancellation. However, it does mean the franchise is effectively over unless the project is revived in some new form in the future. The report claiming they'll start over if the horror franchise were to continue could mean anything from a complete reimagining of what it would be like to a reboot. And since the Saw movies are iconic for their interconnected story and elaborate traps, it would make sense for Lionsgate and Twisted Pictures to want to see the series continue in some form. Then they go on to tell us their take on the movie getting canceled, with it saying, it seemed the 10th movie in the series was going to bring the franchise back from the grave, with positive reviews and strong box office numbers showing it was ripe to continue. This makes Saw 11's cancellation all that much more bitter, with the movie's ample opportunity to continue the series while maintaining a high new bar of quality. But with the film having stalled production over a year ago, it seems the franchise is officially on pause until Twisted Pictures decides what direction they want to go next. Okay, so my take on all of this isn't quite as dire as what everybody says. Because sure, there is that possibility that the series ends with number 10 and we just get this reboot happening, or this sort of reimagining, if you will. And they have tried this before. There was a whole Saw movie that didn't have John as the main character. There was a whole Saw movie that was a spin-off series, Spiral, that didn't catch on either. But the thing about those was that they could have caught on if they were done a little bit different. I feel that they just picked the wrong people, the wrong characters to kind of bring us into that. When you're dealing with a franchise like this, you have to pick a character that people care about. So sure, having someone who was maybe one of his apprentices take over for him, I think would have been far better for a spin-off or a reboot series. But that being said, I don't think that this series is completely over yet. I think that what we're going to get to see with this series is potentially them pausing for a little bit until the producers make up. Because producers and all of these executive types looking at the movie's success are going to determine whether or not the movie is worth continuing. And if it's worth continuing, they're going to try to continue it. And we all know how we feel about the Saw franchise. It's been going on for a long time. It's become very iconic at this point, and rebooting it just probably isn't an option, especially since the last movie came out not that long ago. Anytime they take a movie and they reboot it just a year after the other one came out, or 2 years after the other one came out, it oftentimes just takes fans out of that process. It's a little bit different if, say, a movie was 5, 10 years ago and you go, yeah, we're just gonna scrap that whole thing and we're gonna redo this part of it. That's kind of a mildly more acceptable thing, but this isn't the case. And if they do reboot it, they're gonna have to wait a little while to do so. I think that what's ultimately going to happen is, as long as Tobin Bell and the rest of the cast is willing to be a part of this movie, they're going to continue on as they are. They're going to continue doing what they do. And I don't think we have to worry about a reboot or a spin-off series from this anytime in the future. Now, could they take it and spin it in a new direction? Potentially. With it interconnecting to the rest of the movies? Yes, they could, and possibly they should. Tobin Bell isn't getting any younger, and there is going to come a time when he just isn't going to be up to doing those movies. So while they have him and while he's willing, I don't think this franchise is getting a change in any way. I think that what's going to happen is they will forgive each other. But I do want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys think about all of this. Do you think that they should just reboot the series at this point? Give us another horror movie franchise reboot? Do you think that this movie is not able to be rebooted and should continue on with the exact type of connections we've seen, and with the John character continuing his mission? Or do you think we should possibly get a spin-off, or that it should just end with movie 10? As always, we want to know what you guys think. Make sure you are leaving us that comment in the comment box below, letting us know what you think. Don't forget to share this video with all of your friends. They're going to want to be a part of this conversation. And then make sure you are hitting that like button. It's free, it helps the channel, and we really do appreciate it. Then Miko says we need more subscribers, and look at this face. You don't want to disappoint Miko. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell while you're down there so you don't miss a single video we do. Then friends, at the end of the day, I know it, you know it, and Miko knows it. Fandom is family.